Good morning, welcome back as we shake the camera here, trying to get it adjusted for where I want it to sit. As we mentioned yesterday, of course it is Monday now, as we mentioned in yesterday's video, we went to Salem Speedway to watch the ARCA race. They also had a series called the Diesel Boys Gas Street Stock Series. They put on a really good show. Typical street stock race with, late modeled, more like 80s and 90s bodied cars. They ran a really good show. It's kind of like the CRA street stocks and those types that run kind of all over the country. They put on a good show. The ARCA race was a really good show. Definitely a track that I want to go back to. We'll be making our way down there sometime soon. So anyway, talked about picking up a few items down there, and I'm trying to make sure that I got everything, which I do over here. They only had one merch trailer, and I kind of expect that at smaller tracks. And merch is kind of hard sell these days. People trying to watch their money go a little bit further. But I picked up this t-shirt, and this is the front of it. The Salem Speedway, fueled by the Hoosier Lottery, of course, since 1947. Flip it around and show you the backside. The backside is really nice. You see they have different photos there on the back. Looks like maybe Bobby Allison. I can't tell who that is. That's definitely Darrell Waltrip. Looks like A.J. Foyt. Got midgets and sprints, ran way back when, and just various other images. So very, very nice shirt. Be one that I will enjoy wearing in the near future. Then they have these, also these were free and I picked one up. Just the Salem Speedway, kind of like their, not really a monthly or weekly or any type of newsletter, but just kind of their little program. A lot of advertisements, but it gives you the Halloween 200 winners down there. I'm not sure if it talks about the ARCA race or not, but the pace truck driver, Salem track records, I'll zoom in so that way y'all can see those. Mind you, this is a half-mile high bank track, bank 33 degrees. There's some of the award winners, and apparently they got some new owners. Haven't read this yet all the way through, but definitely like picking up things like this. It does say 2024 Racing Program on the front. They do have a schedule here that I picked up as well. Of course, we're most of the way through the schedule. But Salem Speedway 24 racing season. And then this is where we're at right here. The ARCA Menard Series and the Gas Series. And it looks like next month they got CRA Late Model, Sportsman Gas Series, etc. Then a 500 Sprint. And then Kenya Midgets and Legends. Gas Series, and then the Halloween 200 and the Spooky 200, and a bunch of other stuff. So that might be something we may go to. Looks like they got some drift events, and etc., etc. They do have the big track, which is the half mile. Then they have a smaller track in the center of it, and they do and can run figure 8 races there, as they do have the lanes going on the inside. Well, anyway, let's get to the hero cards. I got a couple of them not signed. Lines were kind of long, and I just went and picked up a hero card. So Corey Day, apparently he is a dirt track sprint car guy. This was only his second pavement start, I believe. So, and I didn't get extras of any of these because they were pretty strict on handing out one per. So I got Corey Day. And I did also get, and again, the line was long, especially for this one, but Tony Breidinger. I just went around the line, the back of the car, where the guy was handing these to her to sign, and I just said, hey, can I just have one of those not signed? He said, sure. I got another one here for our upcoming giveaway. Ran into Brayton down there, Brayton Laster, on the grid, so I'm going to put this off to the side with our other hero cards that I will eventually be doing a giveaway with at some point. But he had... he was there on the grid. He had a good run. Come back for a 9th place finish, driving for Peterson at Motorsports. Ed Pompa, there you see the signature right there. He was pretty cool to talk to for a couple minutes. When I actually got in line, he had his uniform tied down around his waist, and then a guy and his son wanted their picture with him, so he's like, hang on a second, and he put his uniform back up, and he's like, man, these things are hot. And it was a hot day. Up next, Isaac Johnson, he had a really good run. He was battling for 5th late in the race. I believe this is a team car to Greg Van Alst, but he signed the back of it, and that's what he was signing the other. You see at Van Alst Motorsports. But the front of it's mostly black, and if he could have maybe a silver copper Sharpie, would look nice on there. And speaking of his teammate, Greg Van Alst, who was second in points going in, and he had a rough night. He looked like he got caught up in an incident about midway through, and then he just fell out. I don't know the reason, if it was crash damage or mechanical, but he had a pretty good run going. The only Canadian in the field, Amber Balcan. And there you see, she crashed on the first lap. I don't know exactly what happened. Replays, I haven't seen a replay yet, but understanding maybe her and Greg Van Alst may have had contact, not for real sure. We got 2 more to go, and then we're going to wrap up this video. Excuse me. The next one here, Ryan Roulette, the VFW car. Talked to him for a couple minutes, and his car is painted up very similar to the Jimmy Spencer's No Bull car that he ran, the Winston car, I guess. But he's pretty nice to talk to him for a couple minutes. He ran the whole night. And our final one, this is a really small one. This is the last one that I got, because when I seen her hand these out, I was like, well, I'm going to get one of those too. Rita Goulet. Of course, her and her husband both race this car part-time. Well, the car races full-time for the owner points, but her and her husband both run this part-time. And she just had a rough night. She started near the back of the pack. I think she did end up about 14th or 15th. There was a lot of attrition in that race. I will say that. Every Venturini car was in a crash, which surprised me. Even though one of them finished, 3 of them, I believe, were knocked out. But it was a rough night down there in Salem. It's a really, really interesting track. If you're ever in the area, I recommend you go to it. And we sat on the front stretch, just short of the start-finish line. So we sat just to the turn 4 section of the start-finish line, on the turn 4 side of the start-finish line. And watching the cars come off of 3 and 4 really reminded me of Darlington, how high they were running. And they were almost scraping the wall every time. And if a car got a car width off the wall, somebody stuck their nose in to pass them, because that was the fast way around. So it's definitely a high groove track. I don't think it's progressive banking, but I think it's definitely a track that you need to run right up against the wall to be fast, just like Darlington. But definitely be going down there again. Maybe when the ARCA series, if they go back down again next year. And we're going to try to go maybe to a couple more ARCA races. I love their price points. I love the fact that they do have these autograph sessions and such for people. You get down there and get some stuff signed. And I think that's really, really cool. But other than that, had a great time. And we'll be back to ripping some packs or something tomorrow. Don't know what we're going to rip tomorrow. Got a lot behind me to pick from. Got a lot of organizing to do in here, too. It's a slow process, but we will get it all figured out at some point. So, as always, thanks again for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Make sure you come back at noon for Fast Packs for, once again, a 1990 pack of Max being ripped. Really, really thank you all, and we will see you later.